All right, guys, we'll be going live here in a minute. Try to get this camera cleaned up. I don't know why there's a lot of distortion today. Normally there isn't. Weird. Anyway, let's try to... Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of lines in the feedback, so I don't know what's going on. Let me try. No. I don't know. Well, if that's not going to impact... Unplug the GoPro. That helped a little bit. I think I just had too many things plugged in. So, sorry guys, sharing a USB hub with my GoPro, and it had a lot of feedback going on. But anyway, so it's a Saturday night. Decided to do a little bit of live streaming. I know there's a NASCAR race right now, but that's all right. So see if anyone joins tonight. If not, not a big deal. But had a few people had some questions this week, so we'll see if anyone joins. Hey, it looks like we got a couple people. We'll if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to ask and we'll get to them. I'm going to update the live stream thumbnail right now because I think I was doing a thumbs up. But all right. All videos. No. Yeah, if you got any comments, go ahead and make them. Not a bigger deal. I can't see it. Maybe I need to let the live stream record file, record for a while, then I can update it. But anyway, it's been a busy weekend already. It's only Saturday, and we worked on the garage. We worked on the Corvette. So we got 2 videos done today. Well, shot. I haven't edited them yet. The most recent video we had was the Z06 video. The Z06 axle video. Yeah, C5 Z06 axles. So that was today's video, or Wednesday's video. I don't know what's coming up. I have no idea. Let me check. My phone is not cooperating. All right, so videos coming up are, I think, Corvette related. Oh, excuse me, guys. It's been a long day. All right, so we are at the end of August. Oh, we're actually going to have a shop update video this week. Okay. So no Corvette updates this week or truck stuff or SS. It'll be a shop update video. Looks like that's one. And then back to Corvette suspension. 2 Corvette videos. Whole lot of truck videos. And then back to the Corvette. So speaking of the Corvette, I have still waiting on some parts. We had I think I mentioned this in the last live stream. We had a guy come over and measure for some camber plates and all the concentric rings and all that for the suspension geometry. So still waiting on those parts. That'll be a couple weeks. It's been a couple. Well, when did I think the guy came over 2 weeks ago, something like that. So still going to be waiting on those. So once we get those parts, basically new suspension bolts in, I can put a finalized alignment on the car, go get it aligned professionally, and then hopefully start driving the car. Because right now, I'm just doing some test drives, and the front's been rubbing really bad. So I actually adjusted the suspension today. We added another 1/4 inch of ride height in the front, 1/2 inch in the back. Well, one of the back corners, and it looks like a monster truck now, but I haven't moved the car at all, so it needs to settle. But the test drive I did go on, didn't really hear any major problems. The only thing I noticed is when I got home was the front suspension was of the Corvette was basically not sitting on the tires, but I could tell it had rubbed on the inner fender liner, especially at the top. So I was like, all right, we need to raise the front up a little bit. But the problem I'm running into is on the coilover. I've adjusted the length of the coilover, but I haven't really adjusted the spring at all, like the spring location. So we might end up having to do that move because I've almost run out of thread on the shock body, where it screws into the bottom mount. So I might need to actually start messing with the length of the spring itself and move that further up the body, and maybe that'll give us some extra ride height. Because right now, I mean, like I said, I just finished adjusting it today, but I need to get that figured out. Because it's like when BC Racing sent me that coilover set, that front shock was like, it was almost like completely bottomed out. It was kind of crazy. So, yeah, like there was maybe 2 inches of the way it was adjusted. So I've already raised it an inch, but like I said, I'm running out of thread in the mount itself, and I think I'm gonna have to like leave that alone, but move the shock body. I'm sorry, the spring package up. It's kind of weird because I didn't really want to mess with the spring part because it has to be preloaded. It needs so many millimeters of preload, and you just kind of mess with it. And the backs have been fine, but this is seriously the 3rd or 4th time I've had to adjust the front, and like it's still just not right, if that makes sense. The flat coilovers that I had previously, I mean, they had been mounted to a Corvette, so maybe they someone had already figured that out. I remember having to do some ride height adjustment, but not like an initial setup. Like I'm having a hell of a time getting the front of the suspension of the Corvette properly adjusted, if that makes sense. The back, like I said, I've only had to raise it 1/2 inch and it's been fine. But the front's just killing me. Like I said, this is the 3rd or 4th time I've had to adjust it. I've run out of almost threaded space in the bottom of the mount, so hopefully we can get this finalized. I really don't want to take apart this suspension. I think what we have to do is actually take the front coilovers off the car, adjust the spring that way. Basically that bottom perch, we can't, like I said, I think I've basically run out of thread there, and adjust the shock up, adjust the spring further up the body of the coilover, if that makes sense. So anyway, we've probably made you guys bored with suspension talk, but there are a number of us online tonight. Feel free to ask any questions, anything like that. What else is going on? So suspension stuff's been the latest update for the channel. I'm not a suspension guy at all, but I actually do have a front sway bar back on the Corvette. I know I had taken it off like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago for drag racing. But if we're getting the suspension dialed in for kind of street and maybe autocross use, I want a front swayer to be on the car And then if I want to go drag racing again, I could remove it. It's 6 bolts. It's 4 bolts for the mounts, 2 bolts on the control arm, and it comes right off. So there's a few of us tonight. If you guys want to comment, ask any questions, go ahead. This is pretty open-ended. Haven't, like I said, I haven't done much with Corvette. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram. I actually kind of made a meme over on Instagram with the lady. Well, how do I describe it? It was like a lady like saying no and then saying yeah. I think I typed in like mind change lady or whatever it was, and it's kind of funny. There was a YouTuber, Tommy Effie. I don't know if you guys subscribe to him at all. I watched some of his videos, and he was giving away his LS3 powered Chevy Colorado. I was like, well, that's kind of cool, and it's a manual transmission. Anyway, so here's the little meme I had. That's not clear at all, but basically there's some of his loot, and then I had a $5 off coupon through PayPal, and there's a lady kind of like disappointed, and then like, oh, okay. So I made that meme, and it'd be cool if you want an LS3 Colorado, and hey, for basically for $20, I was like, that's cool. So would I ever do a giveaway like car on my channel? No, like I'm obviously way too small for something like that. So I bet you, I would almost bet he's got 500,000 subscribers. I don't know. I've never really paid attention, but he only has 200,000 subscribers. Wow, I mean, not saying that that's not a lot, but I expected him to have more because his content's actually pretty good. Really, I watched Adam LZ and some of those guys, and then he's been on their channel, so I kind of watched some of his stuff. Then he bought these Chevy Colorados, and I've been kind of watching his stuff since then. Some of his stuff, not all their videos. Okay, I need to edit that. Maybe it's show up on. So anyway, we made that. It's kind of fun. What else? Why is it not? Here's what sucks about the new mobile app. It's like it gets rid of your. It's like it got rid of the live stream. It's only like, I guess I'm gonna have to finish the video and then edit then. Yeah, it's not even showing up. So anyway, yeah, what the hell? Anyway, what else going on? Nothing too crazy. Just life, being busy, working. Holidays coming up, and was that next week? No, the following week. So we got a holiday coming up. Hopefully you guys get a day off with Labor Day. I can't believe it's already Labor Day, but you know what? This year has been 2020 hasn't been a good year. And Black Panther just died. That happened last night or this morning, whenever that happened, and I was like, geez. And I've been a big fan of the Marvel movies, and he just passed away, so it's like, geez. And apparently, he'd been sick the entire time he was in the Marvel universe, because I think he had cancer for 4 years. And when he played Black Panther in 2017, I guess they filmed it. He was sick during that whole movie. So, but yeah, just 2020 just needs to end. Everything's canceled. SEMA's canceled. Car shows canceled. Occasional car shows are going on, but you guys know how it goes. I've seen a few people hop on and hop off. Like I said, this is open-ended, and I hope no one has been impacted by the hurricane. I hope everyone's safe and okay. I haven't heard much. I mean, I haven't been watching the news, but I think we got a little bit of rain here in the Carolinas this morning from it, but I haven't heard much of damage or destruction. And I'll be honest, guys, I've been disconnected from the news. I haven't, but if it hasn't popped up on Facebook in the last like 24 hours, I haven't seen it. So maybe stuff happened, maybe stuff didn't happen. I just don't know. But I hope everyone's safe. What else? It is almost September, thankfully. We will not be live streaming. No, that's in October. Never mind. I thought I had a trip coming up, but no. And we might go to the mountains. I was going to say, not next weekend. Let's see. Next weekend's Labor Day. No, probably one of these weekends I won't be able to live stream because I don't think we'll be here. I just don't know when that'll be. But other than that, I hope you guys are doing all right. Sorry, I'm trying to look for something on my phone and I can't find it. What else? Oh, we prototyped something on the Corvette. I guess we're kind of prototyping two things. One we've already talked about was the suspension. Hopefully that gets done. That's what I was going to look for. I wanted to see when man. A lot of random text messages. I have no idea. It was under Facebook Messenger. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I can't find it. I was trying to give you guys a timeline of when those parts might be available. So the guy told me 4 weeks. Oh, I found it. So August 13th. Sorry, it sucks. So that was 2 full weeks ago. So August 13th, so maybe mid-September, we'll get an update on the suspension pieces. You guys will see the other piece that we prototyped. That'll be, I can tell you right now, so that'll be in a few weeks. Wow, a lot of videos scheduled out. So that'll be in a couple weeks. You'll see the second part that we prototyped. So hopefully we can get the suspension pieces done, get that stuff installed. We'll make a video, we'll publish it, and we'll probably preempt whatever is going on. I think it'll probably be in the middle of truck content maybe, and we'll publish that as soon as that happens, and then we'll go from there. Because I kind of talked with the owner of After Dark Speed. I forgot the guy's name. Yeah, I have no idea. And I talked with the owner of the company, and he's like, "Yeah, no, you're cool with publishing it on social media and sharing it." So, I think he's excited about getting his new parts prototyped, R&D made, and then shared out to the world. So that'd be cool to get that updated. That's what I was going to talk about, parts. I know you guys have heard me complain about delays with parts and whatnot. A few months ago, we did the C7 Corvette seats. I followed up with the manufacturer of the harnesses. I'm not talking about the safety harness. I'm talking about the electrical harness. I checked his website. His parts are still listed on his website, but I haven't spoken with the owner of that website to see if, because I'm almost tempted just to place an order, and so that he has my money, and that might motivate him to actually get the parts out. I don't know. Otherwise, I also don't want to spend the money if he's not going to release the parts in a timely manner. So, you're kind of a double-edged sword on that one. It's like, if he has your money, you can complain, and try to get it from him. Or if he doesn't have your money, you can still complain about it, but you don't really have any skin in the game. So, I don't know. That's just one thing. The second thing is, I haven't heard back from HMS Motorsports. Is it HMS? They're here. They're in Mooresville. They were going to do the lower safety harness for the C7 seat from Schroth, however you say that. Haven't heard back from that. So yeah, just 2020 and global issues just really sucking everything. So parts and I have found an alignment guide for the Corvette. So once we get those suspension pieces in, and hopefully we get the coilovers fully adjusted, we can go get that taken care of. What else going on? I think that's about it. I haven't had a lot. We got, like I was saying, so we're going to be moving on from the Corvette content. When I think this, so we're going to move on from the Corvette content in 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of truck stuff. So I know some of you guys really like the truck stuff. So we'll have like 5 weeks of truck stuff. We'll get back to the Corvette, and I think it might finally be cold enough to actually paint, and go from there. So, yeah, that's kind of the immediate future of the channel with upcoming content, events. Streetcar Takeover in Bristol was canceled due to the hurricane. I don't know how bad the rain was in Tennessee, but it barely rained here, and it was hot today. It was like 100. So, or it was like 94 out. So I don't know what the weather was for Bristol. Maybe they could have had it. Maybe they couldn't have. I don't know. They just canceled it. I think they canceled it like Thursday. Like they canceled that super late. And if you had a hotel and, stuff like that, it would have really sucked. So it's kind of like what happened in Charlotte like 2 years ago, maybe not 3 years ago. It's like a storm came in and nothing happened. Like, all these people were in the Charlotte area for the event. And I think they had like the Friday night events, but like Saturday didn't happen. And that was back when Streetcar Takeover was only one day. So like I think like it was Friday, and then Saturday it was like nice and bright and no rain or anything. And I think we were at the beach. I don't think we were home. And so people were just like street racing up and down. Actually, they were street racing up here. I remember the 1320 video. I would have to find that, but yeah, 1320 video was here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we heard them because they were only a mile from my house from where they were street racing. And I know they were street racing it because there's only one restaurant. They passed a sign on the interstate, and there's only one restaurant, of that brand of restaurant, and it's just up the road. So they were racing like half a mile from my house on the road. So that's kind of funny, but maybe we weren't at the beach. I don't know. For whatever reason, we didn't go, or it was canceled. I don't know. But so that's happened. That's about it. I don't think much else is going on. I think there's some Cars and Coffee events coming up, but I'm kind of like, I mean, I'll be honest, guys. Until I finish the Corvette, until I get the suspension done, until I get those suspension pieces done, I'm not really going to be going out to car shows until that car is on the ground, driving and ready to go. I'm not going to go drive it 45 miles into Charlotte to go sit there. The suspension's all not adjusted properly. I don't want to wear out the freaking tires on it, and tires are super expensive. So, whoa, that was weird. The webcam like zoomed out. Anyway, so like I was saying, and most Saturday mornings I'm working on the car, so getting up to go to a car show without a car, and yes, I have the SS, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah, so Cars and Coffee probably isn't going to happen for a while. Other than that, I think that's pretty much about it. Yeah. Oh, YouTubers, YouTube projects. Adam LZ is doing a Barra swapped Mustang. His GT 350 caught on fire. They ripped out the Voodoo engine. They put a Barra in it. So I'd recommend you guys go check that one out. The other one, Junkyard Dave, I've recommended this one several times. Junkyard Dave is doing a Dodge Charger Magnum conversion. That's wide body and all-wheel drive. Yeah, it's a crazy car using a bunch of. I think he's probably got 7 wrecked cars that he tore apart, and he's putting into that one. I think he's had 2 Trackhawks, the Magnum that he tore apart, the original Dodge Charger. So that's 4 cars. I think the motor came out of. I don't think the motor came out of one of the Trackhawks. It may have. I don't know. So I think that was like 5th car. We got a bunch of parts from Dodge. You can almost consider that a 6th car. And he needs a car for the interior. So yeah, he'll probably have like 7 cars by the time he's done with that. So I think he's still working on the body. He's got the frame pretty much all. I want to talk about the frame, like the sheet metal. That's pretty much all done. But it is what it is. Yeah, once we get those are YouTube projects. Oh, we were just speaking of Tommy F. Yeah, he's doing a LT4 swap Colorado. Did they get the motor in the car? Man, I watched his video, but I swear I fell asleep, so I don't remember. He's doing a LT4 powered Colorado, so it's a LT motor into an older chassis. I don't know how they're going to do the wiring, if they're even going to be able to hook up to the stock gauges. Because, if you think about it, that's a LT engine, entirely new body control module, ECM, transmission. What are they doing, auto or manual? Transmission might not matter if they're going manual. But like I was saying, they're a lot newer tech into like a 2008 truck. And that truck could probably, I don't know how the electronics are going to work well together with the BCM, trying to communicate with the motor, trying to read the gauges, traction control, any of that stuff. I mean, heck, maybe they'll like install a Holly or something. I'm just not sure. So that'd be cool. Those are kind of the projects I've been watching on YouTube. I like to give you guys good other recommendations. Those are probably the 2 biggest ones I've been watching, or 3, I guess. The Mustang, the Charger wagon, and that Colorado. Is there anything else? There's other people like doing property, like Goon Squad just bought a hillside residence. Everyone else is just kind of meh. I haven't seen any big projects out there that I'm at least interested in watching and thought I would share with you guys. There's a lot of people out there I watch, and I'm just like, I think they just make videos to make videos. I don't know, but anyway, we've been on here for 30 minutes. Hey, Henry. Any projects for the SS? Yeah, I installed that 2016, 2017 upper grill on my 14. Well, I don't know if you saw it in the video, but that's a chrome grill, and I have the blackout blackout on everything else. I have looked for a 17 grill by itself in black, but no one will sell you just that part. You basically have to buy the whole kit, and I'm not going to buy a whole kit just for my SS. So I got the paint part number, I got the clear coat, the base coat, or the primer. So we're going to do a 2K paint job for that grill. We're trying to strip the chrome off of it. That's coming up. Besides that, maybe a suspension redo. And when I'm saying suspension, maybe just stock GM, maybe not GM parts, but like, I'm not doing coilovers. I'm not putting coilovers on that car. I don't want to ruin it, if that makes sense. Like the ride quality, I just want something that's a bolt-on affair and a go. Wrap. I'm not wrapping that car. Wrap jobs are like $5,000, and I'm not going to spend that on a car that's worth $20,000, $25,000. I'm not wrapping the car. Plus, the whole front clip is wrapped in clear bra, and I'm not going to rip that. That was $1,000, or no? Yeah, it was basically $1,000 to wrap the whole front clip. So that's not going to happen. If YouTube was a job and I knew someone that did it, I could get it cheap, or not cheap, but affordable. But I'm not wrapping a car. I like wrapping car parts, if that makes sense. Like, I would really love to wrap the C-pillar on the Corvette, because when I have the glass roof in, it's black, but that C-pillar on the Corvette is blue. I would like to have someone wrap that, but I'm not wrapping a car. Wow, we've just got a bunch of people joining. Hey, if you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. We're open forum tonight. Anything, well, almost anything is on the table. Yeah, like personal stuff we won't get into, but oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry, I thought you were thinking about the. No, I'll paint it. It's a 2K paint job, so that that's basically what they use. It's a 2K urethane. Is it urethane? It's 2K based paint, so that'll take care of. That'll be just as strong as the GM paint. And yeah, I don't want to have a wrapped piece, then everything else being paint, if that makes sense. Because you can tell the difference between wrap and paint. Plus, when that chrome grill would be 2 inches from the blacked out trim for the lower. I want it to be all the same. All right, what else? Henry, do you have an SS? I only know one Henry with an SS, so. Whoa. Sorry, guys. Some like it hot red. Chevy SS. Okay, red hot is the brighter red. Some like it red. Some like it hot red is the reddish orange. I've only seen a few of those. Red hot Chevy SS. Yeah, that's the bright red. Okay. What I was saying? Oh yeah. Some guys have swapped out the steering wheel control on the right side of the control for the source. They actually made it a switch instead of the thumb twisting thing. And I might do that. I think they got it off of not a Malibu, but like a Chevy Sonic or something. And they actually have taken that audio source button off the Chevy Sonic, and it's pretty much plug and play right onto the SS steering wheel. Gotcha. Yeah, what's the other orange? Man, my SS colors are failing me right now. There's it's not burnt orange. Spice orange. Got a few friends with that color. It's pretty sick. I don't know the name of the color. Oh, excuse me, guys. Like I said, it's been a long day. It's only 9:15 a.m. Feels like it's 11 o'clock. I can't find the name of the color. Paint code. Orange metallic, fire orange, orange blast metallic. It doesn't matter. It's that bright orange. Hey Henry, I actually sell those. I have a number of them cut out. Can I type? Let me find the link. Yeah, if you don't want to make one, I sell them. I just need to find a box to ship it in. Oh, where is it? Here it is. So yeah, if you click that link, or just go to BonecrrusherSS.com, it's on the main page. I sell them. It's ready to go. I've got a number of them cut out, ready to ship. I might need to find some hardware, but it shouldn't be a big problem. Cooling or noise reduction? No, I mean, I guess if I had a vented hood, you might see more heat coming through because that is closed off, but I haven't really noticed much of a difference. And the car's not running any hotter. It's not overheating. And I drive it here, and it's 100 degrees in southeast. It's humid as hell, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but haven't noticed any issue driving through traffic or whatnot. Stop and go, rush hour. Noise reduction. It's not going to do much for noise reduction just because it's under the car. If you're talking about like engine sound, I mean, the stock garbage can shaped engine cover, that's made for noise reduction, as well as the hood liner. Excuse me. Yeah, so those two things are noise reduction. If anything, with an LSA, I mean, you hear. Well, I have a 4-inch intake on the car, so you hear the LSA blower all the time, and it makes up any noise. If that's what you're talking about, I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's the kind of noise you're talking about. But yeah, other SS content, car shows would be in a normal world where we didn't have a global issue going on. I'd be taking the SS to more car events, but like I said, like we talked about earlier in the video, the amount of events going on is very small. And last week I had a show get shut down. I wasn't there, but I had friends that were there, and yeah, it was a pre-registered show. Everything was good. and then they shut down the show. So we've had a number of people, guys, join. If you guys have any questions, comments, join in on the conversation to the right. You know, Henry's asking SS questions. Anything's fair game to a point, and stuff like that. Wow. What a difference what 10 minutes will do. We had a few people, and boom. Well, that's cool. All right, what else? Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to join in on the chat. All right. Oh, and thank you, Henry. I just saw the great content on your channel. Keep up the great job. Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of the SS really launched the channel, and then the Corvette kind of been there for a long time. We've come and gone to the SS. You know, it's been a good I can't even call it a daily. Yeah, I think shipping's like 20 or 25. So it's gonna be like $80 or $85 total. Shipping a freaking 4-foot by, I don't know the exact dimensions. It's a lot of money, or it's a good chunk of change for shipping. So when you click that to your cart, don't forget that. Just fair warning. What else going on? Yeah, so like I was just mentioning, I might do that audio source control switch that people have swapped out on the SS for the Chevy Sonic part, or whatever the hell. The Camaro steering wheel, was that on a Cobalt? No, Cruise. Chevy Cruise steering wheel, Camaro. About the only car, the steering wheel that we have was the Corvette. Thankfully, well, I guess, I don't know. The C7 has a different steering wheel. All right. Other than that, I haven't really seen anything game-changing in the SS community. There's some new hoods, trunk lids, not trunk lids, spoilers, hoods, but there's one carbon fiber. No, it was 2 or 3 carbon fiber hoods out there. One's like $1,000, one's like $2,000. For a car that has an aluminum hood, I'm not spending that kind of money. And I really thought about doing the 5th gen Camaro hood vent, you know, the vent in the middle. But with the S, you'd have to cut a hole in it. I'm not doing that with my stock hood. I'd like to get a vented hood, but like I said, for $2,000, I bought a GM 01 hood. You know, so I'm not going to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a carbon fiber hood, then have to go get it painted. I ain't doing it. Not for a car with a aluminum hood, aluminum trunk. It doesn't make sense. And yeah, you could go buy all that stuff, but I'm good. Like I've said in the last couple minutes, if you guys have any comments, questions, feel free to join Henry and myself in the chat, and we can talk about whatever. And oh, Henry, the one thing about cutting the hood, I'm not going to downplay it. I saw a guy cut a hole in his hood on YouTube, and it didn't look good. Like the Camaro vent, not the Z01, but the SS Camaro, the 5th gen Camaro. It was all the factory hood's aluminum. You cut the brace out and you put the vent on and like tightened it up to it, and the hood was all wavy as hell. I'm like, nope. So the video's out there. I'm not gonna post names or anything like that, but I saw that. I'm like, it looks cool, but not like that. And I've seen other people complain about the hood getting real weak and real wavy due to the fact that you're basically cutting out the main structure out of it. So I'm good. And no, we don't need to talk about that. So yeah, you're exactly right. Now if they sold a brace to go around it, you know, anything to kind of like reinforce the vent, that would be one thing, but no one's, excuse me guys, no one sells anything like that. I will say this, I am just glad we're able to fit the LSA, you know, supercharger without any major modifications. Some people have had to take the hood liner off. Mine has marks in it and I don't care. So I'd rather have a couple marks in the hood liner than having a hood that's not painted, because they only painted the outer edge of the hood, and I think the center part is primered. Something like that. I'd have to go back and look at a friend's car. I don't remember. I don't remember what it looks like. Actually, I might have a picture of it. Give me a second, guys. This wasn't that long ago. But yeah, if you guys have any comments, feel free to ask. Oh, never mind. He had his hood liner on. I think I'm thinking of another friend that had a Whipple, and he wasn't running a head. He couldn't run a hood liner because that Whipple supercharger is so big that it required you to actually remove it. Oh, well, could talk about that. You'll see a that's the cowl where the air filter is for the cabin. This is actually a friend of mine's car, and that's where he actually has his supercharger coolant reservoir. I actually bought one of those. I mean, I bought a Mustang one that I've seen people modify and put in, and I've thought about it, but I'm just kind of like cutting, because you basically have to cut 2 holes into that air box. You got to cut the top one for the cap. You also have to cut, no, you have to cut in 3 spots. Hose going in, hose coming out, and the cap on top. And I don't know, man, like, I don't call it butchering up. Is it air filters? Yeah, I think the air filter is, you know, I've never actually taken that part of my SS apart, so I don't know the exact placement on the air filter. I think, so if here's your firewall, here's that box. I think the air filter is flat against the firewall, like that. I think the box is like right here, and they just have that tank, that little reservoir right here, sitting in the box. And then they've got, you know, an inlet hose, an outlet hose, and then a lid on the middle. So if that's a good demonstration of what I'm trying to represent. I think the filter is still back here. So the real crappy part is if you ever have to change that air filter out, the cabin filter, you'd literally have to take apart the coolant system to get back there. I don't know. I that's just one thing that I noticed. So like I said, we might do that. I don't know. I'm kind of whatever. All right, what else? Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but that's where they brought the inlet line in. They cut a notch into the box lid, and that goes right to the cap. So, you know, we could do that. I don't know. If I was more of a racer, like with the SS, that might be something we should do. But for my weekend cruiser, you know, going out of town car, minus going to the mountains, I almost don't want to cut it up. So I don't know. It's something you could do. All right, what else? Oh, sorry, guys. Did see a number of people join. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. The factory heater hose? No. Google Gates. What do they call it? It's like Pontiac G8 Gates heater hose. Let me, you know what? Let me find a link. I bet you I can find it in like 2 minutes. Actually, no, I made a video about this. So let me share it to you. I'm like, duh. So I relocated I went with the Gates hoses, and they kind of just sit off to the side. They don't sit on top of the supercharger anymore. Let me find that for you. Chevy SS heater. Here we go. All right, so there you go. I just shared the heater hose relocation. It was 2 hoses. I think the price was under $20. If I were to redo that again, I did wrap them in a Tech Flex type wrap. You know, I wrapped up the heater hose, but what I didn't do was I didn't take that heat shrink tubing. They sell like it's probably 1.5 inches in diameter. They actually sell you heat shrink hose that would actually go over the Tech Flex wrap. So you could actually have a hose with the wrap on it, wrapped by shrink wrap, if that makes sense. I think I bought some, but I haven't taken the car apart in a while. So if I ever redo that, take the hose off, take the hose clamp off, put that heat shrink tubing over the hose, heat it up, put the hose back on the barb fitting on the water pump or the fireball. That would be my recommendation. It's the one thing I didn't do in that video. Maybe we'll do a follow-up. Yeah, we might. That's an 18-minute video. So that would be like the one recommendation if that's what you do. Henry, what modifications have you done to your SS or are you thinking about doing? I guess that's the question to ask. Because with the LSA, that hose sucks. Like it's literally right there sitting on top of the blower. Right now. Kind of blows. Or so, whatever. Excuse me, guys. Long day. All right. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions or comments, feel free to ask. We're pretty much open to anything. Man, I haven't checked my email today. Wow. Not that I'm multitasking. Yeah, so if we do SS updates, it'll be small stuff like that, kind of cleaning up previous projects. I'm not sure about the little reservoir tank. Cook's headers, factory mufflers. Okay. Cool. I bet you. Oh, you got cats. I was gonna say we installed a. Brett is a friend of mine. When he had his second SS, yeah, he had a black one. If you remember seeing a blue SS video on on the channel, we installed a set of Cook's headers, no cats, to the factory mufflers, and that thing was pretty loud. I think it made, I don't remember the horsepower. Say 450. Okay, I could be making that up, but so I've done that. I've done that swap twice now. Well, kind of with my car than his car. His was a pain to line up. And what I mean by that is not putting the pipes in it on all that, but getting the muffler tips and all that stuff like straightened out. He actually had to get that fixed after he left, but that's all right. I've seen a lot of fitment issues with that kit, not the headers themselves, but the exhaust piping. But I think for a while, Cooks was making the pipes wrong. They were upside down, whatever. That's cool. I'll be honest, Henry. I will not touch HP tuners unless it's to like delete a code. I'll do most things on a car, but transmission, engine tune, you could really screw something up real quickly, and I don't really want to go buying a new motor or whatever. So I'll pay my guy. And since I've had both of my cars to that shop so many times, it's not $500 every time I go. Like I get a repeat customer rate. So but just be glad we can tune our cars. We've talked about it on the channel before. We've seen all these C8s, twin turbos, big turbo, small turbo, headers, and they can't tune for stuff. They can't tune them, so it's like there's a guy out there, he's in Pennsylvania, he's got a lot of Corvettes. Pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. But he makes 3 pounds. Why bother? Like, that's each turbo making 1.5 pounds. Why are you going to spend the? I guess he got the parts at cost and didn't pay later because it was an R&D car. But why the hell are you going to spend like $10,000? I don't know, 10 grand for a turbo kit that you can't tune. It's like the ZR1, the C7 ZR1. It took them like 15 months to break the ECM. I hope the C8 gets unlocked, but then you're running into transmission problems. People are blowing apart the what is that? It's a dual clutch. No. Wait, no, it is a dual clutch. Is it Tremec? Yeah, they're overpowering the stock clutch, the stock dual clutch in that transmission. So Corvette's done, and what I mean by that is there's articles out there that they're taking all their Corvette engineers and throwing them at electrical. So you're going to see a C8, the Z06 will have a dual overhead cam motor, I think. 5.5 liters NA. I think so the C8 Z06 will be NA, naturally aspirated. The ZR1 or Zora, whatever the hell they're going to call it, they're going to do twin turbo. And hell, they actually had the CAD drawings leaked before the car was even out of the engine. So that car is pretty much done, unless they do the electric hybrid version, which if you look at the frame of a C8, the very front of it, they could put an all-wheel drive system in it. And when I'm saying all-wheel drive, It'll be electric front, gas-powered rear. They've got the space, and if you take the frunk out, the carpet, there's room to connect a little generator and 2 axles and probably a battery pack. Actually, yeah, they could put the battery pack in the transmission tunnel because there's no torque tube or anything there in the middle. So you'll have probably the Z01, a Z06, NA Z06, twin turbo Z01, and some kind of electric hypercar or whatever the hell Tesla thing they want to call it. I think that's the direction for the C8. And then in 8 to 10 years, however long the C8 is going to last, there will be no more Corvette. I mean, Camaro's done. After the Camaro, after they milk it for a couple more years, they're not replacing it. So I'm afraid the C8's the last Corvette they're going to make. At least in regards to a gas-powered engine. Whether they continue to make a C8, C9, some all-electric thing in the future. But at that point, it's not going to be a Corvette anymore. It's just going to be a Tesla, you know. But that's just my thought. I mean, I could be wrong, but it makes sense. Because, yeah, how many... They had the C6 from 2005 to 13. So, like, 8, 9 years. C7 was, like, 7 years. C8 will probably be 8 to 10. And then some stupid electric thing in the future. And I'm not anti-electric. I think they have their place, but until it gets more mainstream, until the fuel charging doesn't take you 8 to 10 hours or whatever, you know, until you can get in the car and drive across the country and not stop for a recharge, you know, electric will only have its place in certain. And the funny, I say this, but I've been all over California, Colorado. I don't have any inside information, but I think, yeah, I think they're going to get. Let me clarify. For them to bring you the C8 at the cost of only, what do they cost? What, 60 grand? Like completely stripped base model? For them to provide you a stripped out mid-engine car, they're made very cheaply. You know, I'm more worried about long term. Is the carbon, are the composite bodies going to split apart? Are they going to break? They made them very cheaply, and at what expense? You know, like I was saying, the dual clutch, they're already overpowering. You know, that car is going to have an Achilles heel. We just haven't found it yet. And Logano just won stage 2 of NASCAR. I just heard it over the. I think we DVR'd it and it's on in the background. Yeah, like you're not buying a $300,000 McLaren or Ferrari, you know, whatever ultra car. You know, man, I feel like we're getting into potential, like, ooh, you know, opinions, but you know, for them to offer a mid-engine car for $60,000, at what cost? That's where my concern is. I like them. I like them to a point. I do not like the rears of the C8. I mean, I understand they have to have that stupid trunk with the exhaust and all that. If they got rid of the trunk compartment in the back, I think they could have done a much better rear. I just do not like the rear of the C8. I think the front and sides look fine, but the back, just Yeah. Actually, I'm going to try to show you what I mean. See Corvette. Rear. And I'll tell you what, guys. If you see a C8, I don't know if that's going to show up. Like, what the hell? This might be a test model. I don't know. But just the rear end is freaking hideous. It's got like fifth gen Camaro taillights. It's got fake vents. I just no, I think that was a production model. Oh wow, it was. Yeah, I think the vents beneath the taillights are fake. Come on, focus. You guys know what I'm saying. I think the vents are fake, and just if they had gotten rid of the trunk, I think put a set of turbos or whatever, I think they could have done a better job. But it's like they did the rest of the car, everyone, and then the guy assigned to the rear was kind of like, oh, here, we're done. And it didn't get approved. So I'll say this: if you see a C8 without a rear spoiler on it, the rear end is not good looking. So, but that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. So, oh, what else going on? Inside information? No, I used to. Well, I used to have family that worked as engineers at GM. Of course, they couldn't tell me anything, but and the whole C8 kind of started with the C7. They went from the C6 to like the Ferrari looking C7. Now they've gone from the C7 to the mid-engine hypercar looking C8, which call me old school. I'm just not a huge fan of them. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions or comments, feel free to ask. We talk about Corvettes, SSs, Camaros, trucks. I don't know. Up for whatever. Restart my device. I don't want to restart it. Sorry, guys. Stupid Windows trying to tell me to restart my computer. All right, where were we? Wow, we've gone an hour and 10 minutes. I was going to edit videos tonight. Well, not now. All right. All right. It's got an intake and exhaust on it. Diesels are kind of, how do you say this? Diesels have been cracked down by the EPA with tuners. So your tuners that were out there are not selling tunes anymore. What was the one guy? Idaho Rob. C7 is best looking. I would say it was a good evolution. I still prefer a wide body C6 myself. I mean, I own one. You know, everyone has their opinions. I appreciate the ZR1 and the C7Z, but they didn't change enough for me to want to go buy a new car. Does that make sense? Like, I'm fine with my car. I'm fine with the interior. Fine with the design. C7 is it's a good looking car. I'll give you that. But they didn't make it different enough to where I would want to buy it. And then the C8 is kind of such a radical departure. They've changed it so much that I don't want to buy that either. And if I did, I wouldn't buy a base model. I like the ZR1. I was trying to work with a company for a ZR1 style bumper, C7 ZR1 style bumper for my C6. I don't have an update on that. Wow, we got 6 people on tonight. Wow. Some people are like, that's it. Oh well, we had 6. But yeah, man, I need to follow up with that company. Oops. The hell were we talking about? Sorry, guys. Evolve. Oh, the C8. Yeah, the C8 was a radical departure, and I think a lot more exotic guys are excited about the C8. I don't care. Like I said, I like everything except for the rear, and unless they do a mid model refresh, I'll save my money. We'll just say it like that. The truck. Oh, like I was telling you, there's not many guys that sell tunes out there anymore, unless I just did like ordered something like a bully dog or something. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure they sell those anymore. So I should get a tune for the truck, but it's got 245,000 miles on it. You know, there's not much to do there, if that makes sense. I'm sure that I could get the Allison to shift better, but I'm not going to do an EGR delete because North Carolina still inspects all that crap. So I'm pretty much going to leave the truck the way it is. You know, do I have that? Sorry, I'm looking for something. If you guys have any more comments, feel free to ask or questions. So, Steven, what do you think of that? That is a C701 bumper, style bumper on a C6. I think that looks awesome. I've only seen that done once or twice, and let's see if I can get you a better picture. I think that just looks mean as hell. Come on, focus. There you go. I think that just looks badass. So I know the manufacturer. Well, I know how the guy made that. The actual manufacturer, it is for a C7, and he basically just grafted the top to bottom, if that makes sense. It's like a C6 top that he molded to a C7 bottom, if that's the right terminology. I was actually trying to work with that company to get a bumper, but because if I were to do that, that bumper is $1,100. I mean, it is a full kit. It's bumper, grills, ducts, and all that stuff, but that's a ton of money to like cut up your bumper and try to make it look right. And I'm just kind of like, if I could get that bumper sponsored, and when I say sponsored, I don't mean for free, but like if I could get that bumper like discounted, that would be sweet. But I did a Photoshop of it. I don't know what the hell it is. Anyway. So yeah, guys, I kind of just gave you a hint of what might be coming up on the future of the channel. Maybe, maybe not. I'm looking for a specific picture. I apologize. But yeah, if you guys have any more topics to go over, bring them up. We're here all night. Well, not all night, but we'll end this eventually. Where? No, I would just paint the bump. I would just paint the bumper Le Mans blue, like my Corvette is a dark blue. I would just repaint it the same color, just the bumper. My body guy knows he's painted every. Was that right? He has painted every panel on my car except for the rear bumper and the C-pillar. Sorry, the rear hatch. The C-pillar, the hatch, and the rear bumper are the only things original to the car that haven't been painted. The doors have been repainted. The front clip, rear clip have all been repainted. Yeah. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm looking for something very specific. What else? And we've talked about a lot tonight. Yeah. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. I say that all the time. I feel like I'm just a broken record, but sometimes people are on their phone or they don't want to type. I don't know what I was looking for. That's all right. Well, I was originally going to end this after 30 minutes because we didn't have much participation. No, my car, my Corvette is an 05, so the base mod is a base mod, as a Z51. Didn't have the wide body, didn't have the Z06 bumper. No problem, Henry. For some things, I actually will include a link to Amazon, and then you can get the part number there. There's a few reasons why I do that. Mostly, it's easy for you guys to just click a link and buy it and stuff like that. But so we'll include part numbers. Back to Steven real quick. We were talking about, my door had a giant circle in it from the factory. I don't understand. On the passenger side door, it's like the robot that painted it just stopped, and because like the door had like paint, giant hole of like paint, like no metallic, paint. It's the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. So I had that fixed years ago. Then I did the Z06 front clip, rear clip. Eventually the ZR1 hood. That was the most recent. And actually GM replaced the top, the Target top, because the C5, sorry, I just called my car C5. When the C6s came out the first few years, the roofs would delaminate and they would fly off Fast and Furious style. So if you guys remember the Toyota Supra from the first Fast and Furious movie where the roof went flying in the air, The GM tops did that from the factory stock. At highway speed, the glue that held the fiberglass top to the inner like structure, and they would fly off. So the roof was actually recalled and replaced a number of years ago. Like I've had the car for, what year is it? 2020. I've had the car for 13 years. So, Henry, yeah, like I said, we'll continue to post part numbers. It's not a big deal. It sometimes sucks to find them because unless I film it, you know, I don't. Yeah. Unless I'm filming it and I have the part number in front of me, it's like, what was the part number? And you have to go back for an email, and sometimes that sucks. So, but we'll try that. Well, there's 5 of us. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. Join in on the conversation, not a bigger deal. I don't know. Otherwise, now there's 6 of us. Man, a lot of people joining tonight. That's cool. If you guys have any, I just said this like 2 seconds ago. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to join in. We're having pretty good conversation, and we'll go from there. I am gonna wrap this up soon because I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Plus, it's 10 o'clock. Old Crony's Garage. Hello, old crony. Do I dare ask why you don't feel safe? You overreact. Hey, Henry, thank you for joining, and enjoy the SS. Steven, that is just Lexus IS350 F Sport. So it's got the 3.5 V6 rear-wheel drive. I think it's an 8-speed. Man, I change oil on that. That's about it. Brake pads and oil is about all I've done on that car. Lexuses have been very well, has that one been reliable? Yeah, we've had that car for. No, the turbos. So that's a 14. The turbos didn't come out until like 2018, something like that, like more recent. And I think they've replaced this V6. Now, don't hold me to this. I think they replaced a lot of the V6 models with the Turbo 4. Was it a Turbo 4? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's it's like the base model, like the IS200T or whatever the hell it's called. I literally know nothing about the car except for the V6, which, like I said, it's pretty much been bulletproof. And she put, it's got like 80,000 miles on the car. I think she bought it with 20. So I mean, she put a ton of miles on the car with like 0. Like when I see recalls, it's like fuel pump and stuff that Lexus has taken care of. So I haven't had to fix anything. So IS. Let me look that up. Is it Lexus IS200T? What? Sorry, guys. 2-liter 4-cylinder. Man, that must be slow as hell. Oh, they came out. Well, this one says 2017. Engine. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is a little 4-cylinder. Well, that's kind of cool. I've never paid attention to them. Neither. It's rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. It's a rear-wheel drive, so your engine is pointed back. It's not front-wheel drive. Troll asked what my location was when I put him in timeout on another channel. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't take much to find people. Yeah, so, and I mean, that's just using Google. So, it is what it is. Yeah, block people. I haven't had too much crap talkers on my channel. I used to have a few, but they went away. My best way of replying to people that leave comments that suck, I just say thank you for support, thank you for commenting, and thank you for supporting the channel. And if they reply back, I say the same thing. Thank you for commenting again, and thank you for supporting the channel. If they reply back a third time, I say thank you yet again for supporting the channel. Every time we reply, I'm getting an additional view. Thanks for the support. So, because the way the comments work, okay. It doesn't share a similar totem. Steve, the engine probably comes from another car. I'll be honest, I don't know what it is. But it's not transverse mounted, it's longitudinal. No, is that right? It's mounted like a BMW. You know what I mean? Like it's front to back mounting. It's not side to side, so it's not front wheel drive. Whether that 2-liter came in another car, probably, because it is a Toyota, but it's literally all I can tell you about. The 3.5, I don't know if that was ever used in front wheel drive. I unfortunately don't know. Moderator on Lunar Outlaws Garage. Who is Lunar Outlaws Garage? I'm just curious. Heavy location hid. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Well, I don't know. I don't share my address. I cover up where I live. I don't film in my neighborhood. I will film a few miles from here, if that helps. But I don't film a satellite with a 318. Okay, so you're like old school. That sounds wrong. You know what I mean? It's a classic car. Okay, that's cool. I can respect that. But yeah, like I don't film. I'm probably I cover up my license plate. I don't film outside the house. I might show shots from the garage, and I don't film in my neighborhood. So I will say this: I bought a license plate cover. It's a piece of fabric that folds around the license plate, but I found it's easier just to take the damn license plate off than it is to use that stupid fabric thing. You know, so. And most of my old videos were, most of my old videos were basically drag racing videos. So there's no shot of the car anyway. You know, you just got me thinking about that. Thank you. I think I have one video I want to delete. Maybe not delete, but unless. All right, so date. I don't have those license plates anymore. Yeah. If I'm at a car show, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to hide people's license plates. It's not, you can't avoid it. I try not to shoot. I try to shoot from the hood back. Does that make sense? Yeah, I shoot the hood pointing back to the back of the car. I don't usually show the back of cars, but if people pop up with their license plate, it is what it is. If now people if I have people come to my shop and I'm working on their car, I will ask them if they care. So that's one way to do it. But yeah, I'll say this: moving blankets. You know who you might enjoy? Wesley Chapman. He just put a 12 valve Cummins in a Mustang. Oh, I meant to share that earlier. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, he did like a SN90. No, what the hell's the new Mustang called? Okay, good. You know who I'm talking about. I don't know how I found his channel. I think it just came up on my recommended views, and I've been watching his. You know what it was? It was the fake Hummer H2. I think it was some kind of weird Ford Bronco thing with a Hummer fiberglass body on it. That was the video I saw. Then I found the Mustang. Yeah, if you guys want to watch Project People, Adam LZ with the Barra Mustang, Wesley with his Cummins Mustang, and Junkyard Dave with his Charger Challenger U thing. I think those are three. By a Russian. That sucks, man. I'll say this. My Amazon account almost got... I didn't click on it, but like the email they sent, it was saying like your account has been... the address has been changed. Please log in to verify. I looked at it. It looked legit. But when I hit the forward button, you can actually read the email address. Because this was on my phone. If I was on a computer, I would have seen it. I forwarded it to like spam at Amazon, whatever. The email address wasn't even legit. Cummins diesel NV 4500. Okay, I think the NV 4500 is a 5-speed manual. My knowledge of trucks is of manual trucks is very limited. I know the ZF 6-speed was in the Duramax for a few years. 5-speed. Okay, thank you. They put that 4500 behind. I think they put them in behind just the 350 Chevy. I don't know what the big block Chevys were. Not the 8.1, the 7.4. So the old 88 to 94 square body style, not square. Talk about the OBS, those trucks. I know they put them in there. I just don't know if they put a 7.4 with the 4500. I think the big block would blow it up, but I know they put a 350 in it or 305, whatever. But I also think they put the ZF 6-speed behind a. No, I know they did. My buddy has a 01 2500 with the 8.1 ZF 6-speed. Craziness. And yeah, talk about unicorns. Had a 4-speed. Maybe that's what I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I've worked on the cars all day. Crony, I was going to say, give you a life hack. Moving blankets from Harbor Freight, the black ones, go buy one. They like to sit on trunks very well, and they'll cover up mailboxes. They'll cover up license plates. That's been my life hack is just go buy 2 or 3. They're like $5 at Harbor Freight, or ship them to the house because of global issues going on right now. Or get them for free. I think those old coupons. If I have a car that I'm working on that people don't want to know the license plate, cover them up. You should be good to go. The only bad thing is when you have photo shoots of your car or someone. I'm kind of like you. I don't have one in my town. I have to drive, even though I live in a metro region of a big city. No, it's a major city. There's a million people, over a million people. I have to drive an hour to get to the nearest Harbor Freight and Krispy Kreme. Literally, the Harbor Freight and Krispy Kreme are right next to each other. I have like I literally have a bubble of no Harbor Freights and no Krispy Kreme. Gotcha. Yeah, those moving blankets are okay. You don't have to buy them from Harbor Freight, but you know what I mean. It's just big. It's bulky. It won't scratch anything as long as it's not dirty, and it easily covers things up. Or grab a screwdriver, pop the 2 bolts off. Takes 2 seconds. That's what I do. Actually, you'll see that coming up. I've got a lot of Duramax videos coming up, and I just popped the license plate off. All right, who else is here? We got what, 4, 5 people here, 6 maybe. Henry's gone. Steven C, are you still there? Excuse me, guys. 76 Chevy military truck. I'm gonna have to Google that. I have no idea. So I don't think that would be a. Oh, dude. Is that the old body style? 68 to 72? No. Excuse me. Square body. Okay. So you're gonna laugh, Crony. I was in Europe 4 or 5 years ago in southern Germany. I saw one of these trucks driving around, an old American Silverado or whatever the hell they're calling it, C1500. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what the name of that body style is or whatever they call the Chevys. I saw one of those driving around in southern Germany. I was like, what the hell? And it was all camouflaged out. I literally just Googled 76 Chevy military truck, and it looked exactly like the truck I saw in southern Germany. And it was just driving around southern Germany, all painted like a camouflage picture. I actually have the picture. I'd have to find it for you, but yeah, we were in what was that, Berchtesgaden? We weren't far from Salzburg, so it was like southern Bavaria, southern Germany, in the Alps. Saw one of those trucks driving around. I was like, what the hell? And I don't know what kind of plates it had on it, but I just saw it driving past us. So I was like, oh, I guess Germans have. I wouldn't call it redneck, but you know what I mean, like redneck type truck, all in camouflage. And I really doubt it's for. Yeah, I was gonna say, I really doubt the German military is using them. Gotcha. Are you in Canada? Just inferring that from your Canadian forces, and you told me to look up a specific Canadian 5-4 time. Oh, you're in the U.S. Okay. I was gonna say I like Canada. We've been, God, I've been in Quebec, Ontario, British Columbia, Vancouver. I've been all over Canada. Where's Niagara Falls? That's Ontario. But I've been in a lot of the I almost said Providence provinces. But I like old trucks. I really like what was the show? Truck Tech? No, Truck Tech. Truck Tech on Spike TV or Paramount, TNN, Nashville Network, whatever that network's been called. And they did a Duramax swap into one of those old 70s trucks, and it fit. I may have had to put a cowl hood in it, but there weren't many modifications they had to do to put a diesel in it. And I like to see those with a Cummins swap. Those are always cool. What else? He said something about a Cummins swap. Where the hell? Sorry. I swear to God, he said something about a Cummins swap. Yeah, the Cummins, man, those things are freaking. They weigh 1,000 pounds, 800, 900 pounds. Yeah, oh, you were talking about the 4,500. Buddy's channel got hacked by he has a Dodge Cummins diesel with the NB 4,500. All right, I thought you were saying that you had one of those, but that's fine. Yeah, I like those Cummins. They're cool. I mean, from what I've seen, you just need a power wire and a diesel fuel pump and tank, and they'll run. There's no computers or anything on it. There you go. Oh, excuse me. 24 valve. Okay. Crony, if I don't know how much of a YouTuber you are, watch, look up a guy called Taylor Ray. He did a Fummins build. He's not the first guy to do it. He's just a guy that I've been watching for a long time because he had a Corvette. He turned it into a drift car. Then he sold it. But he did it was like a 2008 or 9 Ford F350, 250, one of the bigger Fords. Put a Cummins in it, kept the Ford transmission, got the adapter, bell housing, all the bits for it, and got the computer working. The old 360. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I watch his videos. I really like his non-BS kind of videos, if that makes sense. He's not like just talking a lot. He shows a lot of what he does, and it's pretty relatable to like the common. He doesn't do exotic like hypercars or McLarens or Lambos. He's real down to earth, so that's why I like his channel. Dodge Ram with a 360. Man, they made those 360s forever. I think the 5.9. Making coffee clips. Nice. Oh. 5.9. Okay. I just saw a build engine horsepower TV. Again, one of those old TNN. They just built one of those. I think was it AF? No, some company obviously sponsored a video on the horsepower TV or engine power, whatever it's called, and they did heads intake, brand new castings, and this was all aluminum. Because I don't know what's on a 360. I just know they made them forever, and I think they killed them like 2000 something. Like they just not too recently went out of production. So that was a Dodge 5.9 Magnum. That's what it was called. When did they stop making that? I know they just recently stopped making that. 2003 Dodge Ram. Okay, I guess it's been a while. But I knew it made it into the 2000s. Well, that's cool. I hope that'd be a cool thing to share. But man, just the size. I hope you have a big garage or a big backyard or front yard. I don't know. You can live out in the country and have land. The parts for those are big. Man, I gotta get off here. Freaking exhausted. So for a video that I meant to be 30 minutes has turned into almost 2 hours. 7 acres, man. I'm jealous in the amount of land, but I do not want to take care of 7 acres. It's kind of like my limit. I have 3 cars or 3 vehicles myself, the SS, the Corvette, and my truck, and I do not want any more cars. Land is the same way. I've got 3/4 of an acre here, and I don't want anything more. I would like to, I'll be honest, I would like to get the hell out of a neighborhood. The only reason we ended up here was availability. But all right, Crony, stay safe. Yeah, appreciate it. Trolls suck. It is what it is. So, but for the rest of you guys, have a good night. Check out the website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Check out the channel, subscribe, hit that like button. Have a good one.